Good evening. This video is for Jill. It is her birthday tomorrow. Jilly, happy birthday. I'm giving you a little gift by recording a little tarot reading just for you. And if it ends up being a good enough reading, maybe it can just be on my new channel. So anyways, okay, so here I have my Soul Tarot cards, the Midnight Edition, or Midnight Rose. And then I have my Morgan Greer deck, and then my Spellcasters Tarot, and the Star Tarot. And I have a picture of Mom and Dad right here. And later on we'll have a little message from them. So let's see which decks we should work with tonight. Okay. I need a stronger yes if we're going to work with the Soul deck. Okay, looks like we're going to work with the Soul deck. So I'll pick a main deck and then a clarifier deck. Okay. Doesn't look like the Morgan Greer is in for this one. Okay, Spellcasters, are you in? I need a stronger yes, please. Okay, and we'll see if this gives us any kind of info. Okay, so that's pretty, yeah, the star is out. So we will be working with the Spellcasters Tarot for Jilly's reading and the Soul deck for Jilly's reading for her 55th birthday tomorrow. Okay, and let's choose which one is going to be our primary and which one's going to be our clarifier. Okay. Spellcasters, are you the primary? Okay, Spellcasters is the primary. Okay. So this is a little spread that I made up myself not long ago. And it's kind of based on the past, present, and future reading, or past, present, and future spread. And we're going to pick three cards and then see what is crossing you, like what is an obstacle, and then a higher, kind of like a higher consciousness to work toward in order to achieve whatever goal you're looking to achieve, or kind of just whatever message you need to know. And then we'll pick a couple of supporting cards, like what will help lift you up to that. What kind of support do you need? What will help lift you up? To help you rise above and reach beyond the blockage. Okay, this reading is for Jill. Let's get a nice birthday message for Jill. So we have the Strength card, the Page of Cups, and then the Hermit. Okay. Now we're going to look at what is... So basically, and then I'm going to go ahead and do this. Just lay these out right now. So the Strength to me is, since we're kind of building on this past, present, future, I believe that the Strength as far as the past is really a foundation. So you have a lot of strength inside of you and a lot of strength as just behind you, just based on your life so far. You've been alive for 55 years and you've had a lot of experiences and you've overcome many obstacles in your life. You've overcome a lot of difficulties in relationships, and you've also, you have a lot of strength of character and a lot of strength of mind and strength of spirit and strength of clairvoyance and getting in touch with your inner knowing. And that's really, that is a very strong foundation for you. And then there's the Page of Cups, which so the Page of Cups is kind of like, like a neophyte with regard to emotions and things like that, maybe emotional stability. And in this card in particular, because the cups are like passion, there's a lot of passion and vibrancy, just a lot of intensity. And the higher we get, like with the Queen and the King, there's much more stability, much more balance, much more tempered approach, and emotional intelligence, emotional awareness. Now this guy, the Page, I know you're super far away, but the Page of Cups, this guy is really just, it's like he looks like he's at a toga party, and him and this couple have been romping all night long and he's all thirsty. So like this could really be like, it's okay for you to be selfish right now, and it's okay for you to be to slake thine thirst upon the passions of whatever comes your way, whatever you become interested in. You can cast off like any kind of traditional roles or rules, and and in this, the imagery in this is like, there are some people down beneath that you just like, basically rock their world all night long, wanting some water too, but you're kind of taking it all for yourself right now. And that's cool. Because right behind you there's a whole lake, so they can go jump in a lake. But you have a strong foundation and you can follow your passions, whatever they may be right now. And you don't have to worry about being selfish. It's okay. You know, everybody else will survive. And then, you know, you see off in the distance here, there's like these two fish kind of jumping up and out of the water toward one another, like in an arc like this. And it's looks like it's, you know, first light basically, and there's like the full moon is still up and the dawn is breaking up, or the dawn is dawning, and you know, there's just joy and love, and there's just like passion to be had. And so, but this is the card that's being blocked, so you might feel blocked in your passions and expressing your passions, and we'll see what that is in a sec. And then there's this kind of this other energy that is here, which kind of contradicts with this, but it's interesting. So it's the Hermit, and the Hermit is holding his little light, and he's, you know, wanting to keep his flame lit, right? And he's walking toward the Page of Cups. But the Page of Cups is kind of like going the other way, right? He's over here like this with his eyes closed, and the Hermit is over here like behind him, but walking in that direction. So maybe there's a part of you that's been kind of hermited up. And as we know, the strong foundation is always with you, no matter what. But you've had this hermit energy for a while, and maybe you're looking to come out of the dark somehow. And you're trying to find a way to express your passions, and be true to yourself, and to really like give yourself these gifts and quench your thirst for whatever it is that you're thirsty for, whether it's, you know, anonymous, totally fine sex or relationship, or, you know, maybe even like some sort of dominance in a way, because in this picture, it's like the guy is above and there's the two people below, and he's sitting on kind of like what looks like a block of concrete, and you know, so there's like this foundation beneath him, while the other two people like below at his feet are wanting some of that juicy, delicious water as well. Okay, so let's see. So what is it that's blocking you from getting all this spicy, delicious energy going on, you know? Or like what kind of energy is needed in order to kind of help give you a boost? Let's see. It's the Empress. The Empress. So the Empress is like, basically, she doesn't have to chase anything, ever. Like, whatever the Empress wants to manifest, the Empress can manifest. It's like she's the woman of creativity, and a lot of times she's pregnant in her card, but not this. I mean, she doesn't appear to be pregnant, but yet she wears a crown of stars. She wears a crown of stars that are embedded in what looks like wheat, like wheatgrass, like wheat, like a wreath of wheat. And she's holding a shield, and the shield is shaped like a heart in her left hand. And she also wears a wedding band. It's interesting. And then she has a scepter in her right hand, and her back is to us, but she's looking over her shoulder at us. So with this position, you know, here we have the Page of Cups looking up and over, but not really looking, has his eyes closed, and then she's looking back. So there's a connection of this energy meeting this energy, following your passions and not, I mean, like, look at, like, this Page of Cups isn't really tripping on the two people below him, right? Which is the same kind of idea behind the Empress, where she doesn't have to trip on anybody else. She can do her thing, and she doesn't have to chase anybody. Like, whatever it is that she wants to create, she's going to create, you know? And to have that belief in your own strength. And I really do feel like the Hermit, like, this is where you've been for a while. And, like, you got two major arcana right on either side of you. And one is 8 and one is 9. And it's the Strength and the Hermit. And they're actually both facing each other. Like, they're both headed in directions coming toward one another. And so I think, like, this, with this being your foundation, and then this being, like, also another strength that you have to go inward and kind of get clear on what it is that you want to do, or what it is that you want in your life, it's time to come out of that, and it's time to take action and move toward it. It's time to move toward it. Because you have this Page of Cups as an invitation for you to go for it and take it, because it's there for the taking. It's there for the taking for you, because the Empress has it already. She's just got it all, right? Wow. Okay, let's see what else is there. So then, oh my God, look at all these major arcana. What is happening? Wow, this is crazy, Jill, because I've used this deck and shuffled it a bunch of times. And so it's not like it's fresh out of the box where it's got all the major arcana right next to each other. But you have the High Priestess. The High Priestess as the elevation, as the highest consciousness. And that's what you've been. That's what you've been working at forever. I mean, you're just completely the High Priestess, right? Wow. So your intuition and just your inner knowing is going to guide you exactly to where you want to be. You know? That's really cool. Yeah. You have 6 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands is like, whatever you're doing, like, it's like, in a way, it's a keep doing what you're doing kind of card, because you're on the right path, like, you're divinely guided, and you're, like, with regard to success, that's good. But I know that, yeah, I think that the 6 of Wands and the Empress kind of go together in that way as well, because it's like the Empress, she's just going to be able to do whatever it is that she needs to do, you know, because it's already inside her. But then on the opposite side of this is the 9 of Wands. So there's this woman, you know, you got the 6 of Wands where you're kind of like highly exalted, and then and successful and recognized for that. And there's a lot of, you know, there's gold and red in this woman's robe, and she also has a falcon on her shoulder, or a hawk on her shoulder. And that's the thing. Okay, so like with hawks, they have amazing eyesight, and they are very circumspect. Like, they could fly up and overlook the whole scene and really see a lot of what's happening in the bigger picture. And this energy, the 6 of Wands, is inviting you to be open to the praise and be open to the recognition and invite it and know that you deserve it. And with the gold and the red in her robes, the gold and the red in her robes, that says drive and passion, because like gold and red are the colors of fire and flame, and fire is motivation and drive. And so this energy says that how this person got to be in this spot, they're doing the right things. They're listening to their inner knowing, because there's the high priestess wearing her true blue robes. Okay, the robe is blue, and when it comes to blue and white in the tarot, that's truth. That's truth, and the high priestess is of the inner truth. Now, with the Six of Wands, though, that woman, that energy is that she has followed what she needed to because she already had it inside of her. And then she trusted her inner knowing to stay the course, okay? To keep doing what she was doing to move towards success. And believing in your own success is very important. Really harnessing and believing in your inner Empress and your inner high priestess energy is really what you need. And then over here you have the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands, I have to learn more about the Nine of Wands, but in this picture we see that this is, and I will say that both of these, the Six of Wands and the Nine of Wands, both have autumn colors, and there's trees in the background where the leaves are golden. So I think that you will be seeing like the success that you're wanting to manifest in your life, and the recognition is going to come to fruition in the fall, like October, November, you know. And with the Nine of Wands, what we see is someone who can also be on the defensive, because she's like in a cage of 8 other wands, right? And the Eight of Wands typically is like whatever it is, whatever kind of new experience it is coming your way, is like can't be stopped, right? So perhaps there's going to be a part of you that feels a little defensive against this new experience, and you're wanting to keep yourself safe on some level. So while all this energy and all this forward motion towards your goals, because you need to come out of it's time to be done being in hermit mode. You need to get into the passionate, like, I'm gonna get mines mode, okay? And with that, given that you're inviting that energy in and it's coming your way regardless, like, you might feel a little bit afraid of that. And that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. And I think it's important for you to push past your fears, because it would appear that all this other energy is a lot stronger than this one piece. Like, the way that I read it is that, like, this one part right here is something that you have to overcome inside of you, but you have a lot of other energy that is fully supporting you in doing that. It's interesting. I feel like this and this should have been reversed, because I said in the beginning that the card that was crossing, the middle one, was an obstacle. But the Empress wouldn't be an obstacle. You know, major arcana are no, I don't really think are typically obstacles, but yeah, so let's pull some clarifiers then. What do you think? Because I think there's a lot of stuff happening here. A lot of stuff. Okay. Let's clarify the Page of Cups. What's up with this passion? Is it, what do you need to, what, is it going to be a career? Is it going to be like your acting? Is it going to be your channel? Is it going to be a new love? Like finally getting out and, you know, getting that love on somehow, you know, finding a partner. Like, what is up with that? Or is it just like more like getting in touch with your own passions and then going from there? Like maybe you don't know what it is that you're called to be passionate about yet. But whatever it is that you decide, Jill, it's going to be the best thing. You're going to get it, you know? You're going to get it with this. You really are. Let me see if I can shuffle these kind of like this. Do-ba-da-do. I don't want to bend the cards, but there we go. Okay. Okay, let's clarify the Page of Cups. What's this youthful, horny passion for? What is it? What is it? Huh. Ten of Swords, okay. Maybe you have a healthy, horny, youthful, lusty thirst for something to end. Maybe you have a very strong, restless desire for whatever mode that you're in right now to end in order for you to go forward. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, because maybe it's like, you know, a Queen of Pentacles, like you got your mind on your money and your money on your mind. And it's also the Queen of Pentacles, you know, because you have the emotional energy, you have water, and then you have earth. Okay? And then you also have air. And the swords also correspond with like thoughts. So maybe like the Ten of Swords is also an ending of thinking about it all the time. It's not time to think about it all the time. Now it's time to be the Queen of Pentacles and be the Queen of Pentacles and like plant the seeds. You know, you need to plant the seeds and have patience for it, but passionately plant the seeds towards whatever goal. I see this as being goal oriented. So we're still in the goal, right? Because you're moving forward with your passion of being done and ending with where you are, which has been in the hermit mode and has been kind of in a semi-stagnant nature. It's not hangman time, but there's a lot of self-reflection. So like all the things that you've discovered and like all the inner work that you've been doing for a really long time, this isn't to suggest or invite you to like stop doing the inner work, but I believe that it's a suggestion to, now that you've done all that inner work, you're still going to just naturally, you've integrated it. Now it's time to move forward. But it's like, what is that passion for? You know, you got your Queen of Pentacles. Okay, here we go. So this is a career thing. This is a career thing because this is Six of Pentacles. Okay. And so with the Six of Pentacles, there's a lot of like, there's fairness in this. And there is like, you know, it's like distribution in a way. And the other piece is that you don't have to give it all up. Like I was saying with the Page of Cups, there's a very lusty, selfish kind of thirsty, passionate way, passionate energy in this card. But with the Six of Pentacles, it invites you to share some of that passion. But you don't have to give it all up. Say you're able to share your passion. You can give away three of the coins, but you're going to keep 3 of them in your pocket. And it doesn't mean that you're being selfish. It means that you're taking care of yourself. So maybe like an ending of stagnation, an ending of overthinking something, being the Queen of Pentacles, really taking, like harnessing the vision, harnessing the seeds, planting the seeds, and being nurturing and being patient. And then the Six of Pentacles is like, okay, you're going to start, you're going to show this, you're going to share this. You're going to share this a little bit, but not too much because you want some left over for yourself, right? So maybe it's sharing your acting or sharing your thoughts or sharing your wisdom or sharing whatever it is, okay? And then we have the Six of Wands again. And the Six of Wands is up here. So I think that kind of takes you to the next level. So basically, it's like planting the seeds for success and recognition. And knowing that you deserve that recognition. And not just like cockily knowing it, like arrogantly knowing it, but like truly knowing it. Because it's well deserved. Because you've worked really hard. You've worked really hard. I want to pull another one for this pile. And then there's the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands says that it's coming toward you. It's coming toward you. Opportunity is coming toward you. And while you're going to be patient with your nature and how you're going to be patient and fair with how you share your gifts or how you like plant your seeds. The fire, because there's 2 fire and 1 air and 2 earth. So this is a controlled burn. Okay? This is a controlled burn. You don't want to burn too fast because you don't want to burn yourself out. That's why you need to only share like with the Six of Pentacles, you don't want to give it all up. You want to keep some of it for yourself. You need to share wisely and share justly, which is fine because what you're sharing here is you're sharing yourself. You're sharing yourself. You're sharing a lot of your inner wisdom. You might even be sharing like your, your acting. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's pull a clarifier for, the Empress. Okay, 3 of Wands. You don't need to wait any longer. You don't need to wait. Because the 3 of Wands is kind of like waiting for your ship to come in. And like, just like kind of waiting for this perfect time to do something. And you don't need to wait for a perfect time to do anything, because you already have what it takes to do what you need to do or want to do or have been thinking about doing for a long time, because it's the end of the thinking now. It's time to act. You've got some wands here. It's time to put some fire behind the seeds that you're planting, because you have your lusty water to water the seeds. You have your Page of Cups to water these seeds. And yeah, so you don't need to wait. You don't need to wait, because what you need is integrated. 3 of Wands is also the card of integration. You've integrated the masculine and the feminine energies inside of you. You've integrated the masculine and the feminine teachings, and, even if you want to call it dharma or whatever it is, the just your knowledge is there. And so 3 is like an integration, and you don't need to wait for what you think are the perfect conditions. Okay, let's pull another one for that. So then there's the 9 of Wands, which is also here's the second 9 of Wands. So could be like a defensive energy. You could be feeling fearful about you could be feeling fearful about moving forward with your goals, because maybe you feel like you don't have what it takes, or maybe there's like maybe there's a part of you that feels a little timid, or maybe there's a part of you that isn't entirely sure. Okay. So I think you got to overcome the 9 of Wands energy. But the thing is, the other thing that 9 of Wands says is that you've taken your lumps, You've taken your lumps. And you're going to live to fight another day. Like you're up for the challenge. You might be feeling defensive because you've had to be on the defense for a long time, but you're still rising to the occasion. Let's get some clarity on this one. Yeah, these might have 10 of Wands, because so the thing is with the 10 of Wands, like, you've taken your lumps with the 9 of Wands, and this is kind of like double 9 of Wands. And the one 9 of Wands was called as a clarifier on the Empress energy. And I think to come away, like to really, in order to not feel like you have to wait for your right moment, the Empress energy, like I said before, doesn't ever have to chase anything. Like, the causes and conditions, the circumstances are already right because you got it inside. But then there's something holding you back with the 9 of Wands a little bit. There's a little bit of a defensiveness, but yet you're able to rise to the occasion. But I think that you're tired. I think that you're tired, and I think that, like, you're kind of like, you don't, I don't know, like, maybe it just sounds like a lot of work. Because the 10 of Wands would, indicate that there's, like, a lot of work. It's kind of a heavy load, but the thing is also with the 10 of Wands, it's kind of at the very end of the cycle. So, like, you're coming to a beginning and you're almost there. Like, you're almost there. I think you're very close to coming out of a particular kind of era that you've been occupying for a while. And this is, like, such a great opportunity. Like, it's your birthday, it's a fresh new year, like, COVID is coming to an end soon, like, you should be getting your vaccination soon. You can kind of get back out there, and, like, the world is your oyster. You can do anything. There's so much power inside of you, and there's so much power driving you. So let's see, what's the 6 of Wands? Like, what are you going to be famous for? You're going to be famous. You're going to be famous for the 5 of Pentacles. Shit. What the fuck? Famous for the 5 of Pentacles. Being left out in the cold. No. So let me think. I think that the other aspect of the 5 of Pentacles, so maybe you've been getting this recognition for people have been seeing you as someone who's been left out for a while, someone who has gone without, who's struggled a lot, who's kind of been out in the cold, like, you haven't had any good loving for a while. Like, maybe you're, working really hard with school, but yet maybe it feels like nothing is kind of coming to, like, your abundance isn't coming up. So I think that maybe this is inviting you to, like, give yourself like a shift in perspective, because with the 5 of Pentacles, there's a feeling of being out in the cold. There's an experience of being out in the cold, but yet embedded within the card, embedded within the meaning, there is, like, a warm fire right on the inside of, like, this place, like this church. Like, all you got to do is knock on the door. You don't have to be out in the cold anymore when it comes to success. And this is inviting you to not think about yourself in that way anymore. Okay? And maybe there's a part of you here with the 9 of Wands that might be fighting your own success a little bit. Like, not, like, so I think that this is inviting you to think about yourself not in any kind of lack mentality anymore. You don't have to be known for lacking, because you got a lot of stuff here that says you could plant your seeds, get clear on what it is that you want and go for it, would be the theme of this reading. Because once you do, you will get it, because you have all this stuff. You have all this stuff. You have strength. You've gone through your self-reflection. You have your high priestess knowledge. So 8, 9, 2, 3. Yeah. So let's get another clarifier for the 6. So there's the 8 of Pentacles. So the 8 of Pentacles is that you can work really hard. You can work hard, and it comes right before the 9 of Pentacles, which is the harvest. So I believe that if you shift your thinking from, you know, lack mentality, and you may have been doing that already, then you can shift your energy, shift your thinking into planting your seeds. Because look, I pulled the Eight of Pentacles in order to clarify the Six of Wands, but yet it's right on top here of the Strength card. So you have the strength to plant your seeds and to tend your garden and to tend your goals. Tend to your goals, and it will grow. You know, it will. But it's going to take time, because Pentacles is earth element, and earth takes its time, but it's always in divine timing. It's always in divine timing. These cards have a certain coating on them that really highlights your fingerprints. Got fingerprints all over this card now. Shoot. It's a little bit funky. My fingers weren't even dirty. Okay, back to the reading. And then, okay. So let's clarify the High Priestess. I think that putting, you know, getting up here, maybe it'll tell us what it is that you're needing to plant your seeds about. Or maybe you already just completely know that intuitively. I don't see a lot of cups, so I think this has more to do with work rather than having the goal be to find a partner and to get a partner. I think that the goal is to move toward, and like not just move toward, because you're not like really chasing anything, but like allow this growth from inside of you to like come up and reap the harvest of your gifts, you know, like whether it be your acting or your channel or some other brand new thing that you hadn't even thought about yet, you know, or taking your degree, like your schooling that you've been working on for a long time, you know. And what is it that you're going to do with that education, you know? Okay. And this is really good because there's the Judgment card. That's what you're being invited to do. You're being invited to make to judge what you're going to do. Make a decision. And really being honest with yourself. I think the Judgment card invites us to be very, very honest with ourselves. But I believe that you have that because, you know, I pulled this as a clarifier for the High Priestess. And which is interesting. I think they're related because Judgment is number 20 in the Major Arcana, and the High Priestess is a 2. So even if you take 20 and you like reduce that down, like you add 2 and 0, it becomes a 2. So, you know, Judgment is like you're harnessing the power of your mind and your discernment and your decision making and all of those things. And then with the High Priestess, you have, you know, your integrated doctrine based on the work that you've been doing. You know, the work that you've been doing and your intuition, your inner knowing. And your masculine and feminine. Let's see. Want another one? Let's do one more. I feel like we've uncovered a lot, but like what else? So there's 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, plant your seeds. Yeah, because 7 of Pentacles, it's like you can see the growth underneath it. You know, I mean, maybe with the 8, it wasn't bearing fruit, you know. But then over here, with next to the Judgment, you have your seeds beginning to sprout. Okay, let's pick a couple oracle cards. We'll get a oracle card as kind of like a vitamin for the reading, like something to cap off the reading, kind of like an overall message. And then I'll pull an oracle card from Mom and Dad. See whatever message they have for you. Okay. All right. So this one says releasing allegiances. Releasing allegiances. I think that what this is going, like basically, sometimes we create these bonds with our own minds about what we're capable of. And we might have a loyalty or an allegiance to, well, that's just the kind of person that I am, or that's just where I came from. And I think that while there can be a lot of strength in owning the parts of yourself that are very core, I think that it's okay to also release certain allegiances. I mean, these could be with other people. This could be with attitudes or ideas that you have about yourself. This could even be releasing allegiances with certain people that are holding you back from planting your seeds and moving forward and really slaking your own thirst for what it is that you really want in your life. So I think that there is releasing to happen in order to also move forward, you know, because you have it all inside of you. You have what you need. You have what you need. You're the Empress and the High Priestess. I mean, how can you get, you know, you can't get any more like powerful than that. So I think that the releasing of allegiances is like releasing limiting beliefs that you have about yourself and releasing limiting people, releasing limiting relationships. I'm going to put that up here. I'm going to put it right by the Onyx Tower. Okay, so I'm going to get a message from Mom and Dad. Maybe we'll do a couple. What do you feel? It says. What do you feel? And there's this woman, she's like juggling apples and oranges. For like two opposite things. And then she's looking up at the earth or up at the world. She has her eyes on the world, and it's kind of like this card, she's she's got a little bit of confusion on her face, you know? And even the clothes that she wears don't really seem to capture her nature, you know? It's like, is she wearing her husband's shirt and tie, or is she in a role that's like completely not her, you know, wearing a shirt and tie, being a business person? I don't know, like wearing the wrong clothes. What does she feel, you know? So I think mom and dad are trying to tell you that you can just get in touch with yourself. You don't have to worry about anybody else, you know, as far as like, you don't need to continue to live and breathe and serve and do things in your life for, you know, for who you think you are, or who you think you should be, or who you think you should remain. You can just getting in touch with yourself and what is that you feel. Okay. All right. And I think that this is a good one to end on. Be the hunter, not the hunted. And it's the owl. And the owl's got the wisdom. And the wisdom, you can't see it in this card, maybe you can a little bit, but there's like this light like emanating from this owl's little heart chakra. Yeah. So this reading is inviting you, this birthday reading for you is inviting you to go for what you want. Get clear on what it is that you want. Cut out the stuff that's not working for you. Cut out any kind of people or thoughts or limiting beliefs that aren't working for you, that are not going to support your growth. Get rid of that. And you can go for it. You don't need to chase it, but you know, when people go hunting, or even if there's an animal that's going to be hunting, they don't start their hunt being like, I hope I catch something, you know? It's more like, I'm going out and I'm going to get dinner because I'm hungry. There's never any question that they're going to get it, but there is a process between where they start and where they finish. And if that part of the journey, part of the hunt, is in alignment with the affirmative and the self-belief, rather than a very passive, like, maybe I'll eat tonight, maybe I'll catch that mouse, you know, and eat. I'm pretty hungry, but I don't know. Owl doesn't think like that. The owl's gonna be like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna go find me a mouse, I'm gonna eat, you know? It's like there's no question that they're going to catch what they seek. And I think that that's what this is inviting you to do. And I think that's what mom and dad are telling you to. Figure out what it is that you feel and all of that, and go for it. So I hope that you enjoyed your birthday reading. That's a little gift from me to you. Let me know what you think, for sure. I can't wait to hear your feedback. I love you, Jilly. Thank you so much for helping me and becoming, like, I feel more inspired, you know, when I talk to you about these things, and you've really taught me a lot about this, and I think it's very exciting, and I love that it's something that we share, and I love you very much, and happy birthday. Okay.